In 1865, the British Parliament passed the Red Flag Act, requiring automobiles to travel at walking speed with someone ahead waving a red flag. It's absurd. But the obvious answer looking back, it's the fear technology. And 160 years later, we do laugh about this resistance. But yet, we can't seem to perceive what exactly is happening in today's day and age with AI, automation, and all the technology advancements that maybe we've been acting like the British Parliament. So 40% of business owners today are doing the exact same thing with AI. And the World Economic Forum just released data showing that 40% of companies expect to reduce their workforce where AI can automate tasks. But what about the other 60%? They're already implementing these systems to crush their competition. So if your business is not solving for AI and automation implementation to improve all our departments, your business is likely solving the wrong constraint right now. And this is the approach that I see most businesses doing when it comes to AI, automation, or any new technology, if that makes sense. It's called the ostrich effect. So they're burying their heads in the sand about AI's impact, and it's already costing them millions. And in the next 18 months, entrepreneurs will be divided in two groups: those who master AI implementation and those who become obsolete. There's not going to be a middle ground. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Antonio Montero, and I help scale multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses, helping one of our clients generate over 150 million in the last 3 years. My expertise is not theoretical. I'm actually in the battleground right now, focusing on improving sales teams by implementing AI and automation systems to enhance the whole acquisition operations. So in this video, I'm gonna give you exactly what most business owners are missing about AI job displacement. And here's what we're gonna be covering: which jobs will be eliminated within the next 5 years and why, the exact adaptation framework we've implemented across industries, and a step-by-step implementation plan to future-proof your career or business. And the shocking truth is that, according to the IMF, almost 40% of global employment is exposed to AI disruption. In advanced economies like in the US, that number jumps to 60%. And the most vulnerable jobs are administrative clerks, financial analysts, and sales representatives. And the common thread is that any job that is predictable and requires data processing and it almost has the same outcome, it's likely to be replaced. And there are two mindsets when facing this technology disruption. As I said, you can either deny and hope it goes away, or you can really adapt and take advantage of it, recognizing the shift still early and positioning yourself to really take massive leverage. And this isn't the first technological disruption, right? During the Industrial Revolution, artisans who refused to adapt were economically devastated. Those who learned to work with a new machine created unprecedented wealth. Meanwhile, we're seeing explosive growth in new job categories like AI specialists, prompt engineers, sustainability experts, data science. So it's not really about working harder. It's about solving the right problem. It is also not really about making a career shift. It's about understanding how AI is going to disrupt your role, because essentially you're going to be able to be as productive as 10 people were in the past. Like artisan that had a machine was as productive as 10, 50 artisans in the past. So it's not about working harder. It's about solving for the right problems. Obviously, you will have to work harder to figure out a new technology because there's always a learning curve. But if you're not solving for this problem right now, you may be in trouble, regardless of the role that you play. If you're a CEO, business owner, accountant, whatever. So you can think of this technological change as incoming tide. You can fight and try to get swept away, or you can run from it, and you're gonna run out of shore sometime, right? So the approach that I like to have, and the approach that I recommend people that I know that I meet on the streets, is that you gotta learn how to surf and harness its power, because the AI is something like email, like smartphones, like social media. You definitely don't wanna be that old uncle or aunt that can barely use a smartphone and they look like dinosaurs, because if you don't adapt, that's how it's gonna look like within the next few years. So I'm going to share with you the exact AI adaptation framework we've implemented across multiple businesses that is going to help you successfully make a transition and start adapting the AI in your day-to-day. And most entrepreneurs, again, if they're not solving for the AI constraint right now, they may not be solving for the right problem. They're either ignoring or randomly adopting tools without a strategic approach. So this framework has 4 components that work as a system. And the step number 1 is assessment. This is your diagnosis phase. You want to break down all the key roles in your business by department, and for each role, list the primary tasks and responsibilities. Then rate each task from 1 to 10 from exposure and complementarity. The highest vulnerability roles sit in the high exposure, low complementarity quadrant, and the lowest vulnerability are in the low exposure, high complementarity quadrant. Quick checklist to use right now is, are the core tasks repetitive and rule-based? Do they require minimal creativity or emotional intelligence? Could a well-trained AI handle 80% of the work? Would AI augmentation significantly enhance performance? If you answer yes to the first 3 and no to the last one, that role needs immediate attention. And the step number 2 in the framework is anticipation. This is where most entrepreneurs miss the boat. They look at roles as monolithic when they should analyze component tasks. Take any role and break it down. A sales rep isn't just someone who sells. They research prospects, qualify leads, build rapport, handle objections, close deals, and manage follow-ups. Our data shows certain tasks have up to 90% of automation potential, while others have less than 10%. And the mistake here is binary thinking. Will AI replace this job? The right question is, which tasks within this job will AI transform, and how can we restructure the role? The implementation is simple. You can list every task performed by role. You can estimate percentage of time spent on each task. You can rate each task's automation potential from 1 to 10 and identify which AI tools could handle high potential tasks. So if you calculate the time savings and productivity gains, that's the profit for implementing the AI automation. The step 3 on the framework, it's augmentation. This is literally the implementation. Augmentation is the strategic deployment of AI tools to enhance human capabilities rather than replacing them. And here's how we typically implement augmentation. Use the TPO framework. It's a trigger to identify when the AI should be activated, is a process to define the workflow, and an outcome, establishing clear metrics to measure success. And here are 3 concrete examples that you can leverage right now. So for security personnel, for example, you could help companies transform guards into remote monitoring experts. Instead of walking perimeters, they manage AI-powered surveillance systems. Guards provide human judgment on AI alerts, increasing effectiveness by, let's say, 300% while reducing costs by 50%. Another example is for creative professionals. You can implement systems where AI generate initial concepts while humans refine final work. This can increase production capacity by 5.8% while maintaining quality. Another example is in the financial service. You can transform general analysts from report generators to really strategic advisors, because this reduces their report preparation time by 78% while increasing depth and accuracy. For each function, we should identify which tasks should be AI-led versus human-led, select and implement appropriate AI tools, create clear workflows with defined handoffs, and establish metrics to track efficiency and quality. Set up continuous feedback loops for optimization. The 4th step on the framework is advancement. This is the final component where all the money is made. Is strategic positioning. Advancement involves 3 steps. First, identify high complementarity areas where humans with AI support create exponential value. Second is developing transition paths for vulnerable roles. And the 3rd is implementing data-driven decision-making. And here's your implementation plan to make sure you don't get replaced by AI and start leveraging right away. First step is analyzing your tasks, right? You can create 3 columns. One that is automatable now, AI augmentable, or uniquely human. Then you can go ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, and put all the tasks that you do and ask it to categorize into these buckets. Then systematically list every single thing that you're performing and ensure that for the things that can be automated, you start figuring out the way to either outsource this automation process to help you if you're non-technical, and to really focus our efforts on the uniquely human tasks and understand why they are uniquely human, so you can enhance those skills and also think long term and see if within 5-10 years those same skills will still be uniquely human or not. The second step for the implementation is strategic upskilling, right? You want to develop 3 skill categories: technical skills like AI prompt engineering, human skills like creativity and ethical judgment, and hybrid abilities combining both. The final step is the AI integration plan. You can implement AI tools to enhance your work rather than replace it. With one of our fitness clients, we started automating their lead qualification process, and we increased their sales by 37% without adding a single team member. So throughout history, we've seen this pattern. The accountants who adopted computers in the 80s thrived, while those with ledger books disappeared. Marketers who embraced digital platforms built empires, while traditional media practitioners lost relevance. Technology adoption isn't optional. It's really the dividing line between those who scale and those who fail. So your next steps are, first, apply this framework to your situation. Identify 3 processes in your business that consume the most but deliver the lowest value. Second, conduct a systematic audit of your operations, looking for repetitive tasks that follow predictable patterns. And the data is clear. Business systematically integrating AI see productivity increases of 40%. So the choice is yours. You can either resist the inevitable and slowly become obsolete, or build the systems that make you exponentially more valuable in an AI-enhanced world. Now, you have the exact system we use to thrive in the AI revolution. The question is, will you implement it? If you need help with that, let me know. Comment down below or hit me a DM on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to help you out.